it's Carolyn the Contest Queen, here live in my office, and I'm putting a headset on so I don't scream like I normally do. And I actually have a questions list this time. I got prepared and I found them all. And so I thought we'd start with a little bit of housekeeping and different things that I'm doing. So if you have questions, start putting them there. Hey, Javon and Nurka. Also, let me know where you're from, because I love seeing where people are. Hey, Leanne. So one of the things I've been doing is I've been trying to do these a little more regularly. I only do them once a month. Maybe I should do them a little more, but what I've been preferring to do more of is my virtual contest club meetings. So I'm trying to pick a second date. I've got the first one booked for May 7, but I'm trying to pick a date. But we have 2 long weekends in May. But I know everyone's self-isolating, so nobody's really going to be going to the cottage or seeing their family. So maybe I can pick one of those weekends for a Saturday. Leanne, I'm doing well. Yeah, Michael says planet quarantine. So yeah, it's a little bit crazy. It's weird for me because my life really has changed, but it hasn't changed. So it's changed in the sense that I'm not taking my daughter to school, and I'm not going to the gym. It feels really strange when I go to the grocery store. Oh, I'll describe the contest club meeting after this, Nurka. So that feels weird, but then I work from home, so I basically sit in this room and write on my computer. That's what I do all day, and I finally finished. I'm so excited. I'm waiting on the cover, but I finished book number 2, so this was the print edit. Mostly I do it on the computer, but I also find that it's good to print it out once and make a mock-up so you can catch things that you don't see on the screen. And then I have, after that's done, I have 2 more to write, to transcribe, update, format, edit. So it seems to be taking me about 2 months a book, if the pace continues, so we'll see. Meanwhile, in between that, though, I do have a website to launch where those are going to live, because they're not contest-based, so I can't have them living on Contest Queen. So I'm finally going to, after 6 years, launch my Idea Majesty website, which is all for marketing. And I'm going to move all the marketing, sweepstakes marketing, off of Contest Queen and move it over. So then Contest Queen will just be to teach people how to find, organize, enter, and win. Yay! And that's why you're all here. So the contest club meetings, so what happens is, and this is kind of cool, and I didn't know they existed. So when I first started researching my very first book, oh, hi, Sandy, and Raina. So I first started contesting daily in about 2001. And then in about, I started doing the book in 2004. By the time we researched it, it was 2005. And I found out there was sweepstakes clubs and sweepstakes conventions. And I'm like, what? Because we don't have that in Canada. Thanks, Charlene. So we went to the 16th Annual National Sweepstakes Convention in Moline, Illinois. And I was like, wow, there was a room of 600 crazy people, just I call it the good crazies, just like me. And I felt like I found my tribe. I felt like I knew everybody. And, I felt like I knew everybody, and I said to my aunt, well, we were married at the time, I said, oh my gosh, I'm coming every year. Like, I just loved everybody. It was amazing. And I thought, I gotta keep doing this. So, one of the things I found out while I was there was how the clubs worked. And once a month or twice a month, sweepstakers would get together. They'd meet at a restaurant, at a coffee shop, at somebody's house. They'd hang out. They would sometimes do little drawings among themselves. So sometimes people would win stuff that they, you're entering for the big prize. Sometimes you win the secondary prize. You win an instant win. Something it's not really suited to you, so you bring it to meeting and you have sweep trades, or you donate them, and then they do little drawings. Sometimes they do lottery tickets and scratch offs. Sometimes they do mail-ins that were still big back then. They're still big in the States, but not so much in Canada. And I thought, this is fantastic. So we started I started club meetings up here in Canada, and our club meets once a month. Well, this whole thing started, and we thought, well, we can't meet. And I've been using Zoom for 3 years, running my online workshops. And yeah, Cindy's right. Once you start attending conventions, you can't stop. Yeah, like that's where I met Cindy, was at one of the conventions. I think, I don't know if we met at, I think we might have met at the banquet, and we sat at your table, and that's how I first met Cindy. So, yeah, so I think I've known her since 2000, and I think I met you. Did I meet you the first one or the second one I went to? So I think I've known Cindy like 14 years. So this is part of what's amazing about this hobby, is when you meet fellow sweepers, you actually make friends. Like, people don't understand that that's the priceless part of this hobby. So then this pandemic happened, and you can't meet anybody, and I thought, well, this kind of sucks. So I've been using Zoom for 3 years to run the workshops. Sorry for the repeat. And my club says, well, why don't we do a virtual meeting? And so I booked it. Our club meets now virtually, and we think this is great. And then I thought, I should do this with other people, because all the clubs can't meet right now. Like, nobody can meet anywhere. So I just started hosting these meetings from online. It's a virtual club meeting. I ask everyone just to pay $1, because it helps cover my costs. And oh my God, I was doing my accounting today, and I noticed PayPal takes off like 33 cents or 34 cents. Wow. So I get like 66 cents from everybody attending. It just helps cover, because I have to pay for Zoom every month. So I figure if everyone picks in $1, then it, it adds up, and it helps me cover my costs of hosting. And yeah, Sandy said she had a great time at the first one. So I'm hosting the next one on the 7th of May. It's a Thursday night. And then I can do a daytime one. So I figured we could either do a weekend or a weekday. And Velma Green, oh, Miss Velma, I know Velma too. See, I love these ladies. They are also queens of the hobby. And that's the cool thing. You also learn a lot from other people, which is the other reason I love going to the conventions, because you learn. Like, don't kid yourself, you learn. Yeah, Leanne did one at the Dave Lackey event, and she met many contesters there in person. I know, I love Dave. I'm so sad he's had to stop his stuff. Oh, Raina, is this Zoom? I didn't pay the $1. No, okay. The Zoom meetings is, Facebook, so I do 2 free things a month. Maybe I'll do more. I should be probably going on Facebook more and doing these lives. And then on, I have like 5 or 6 workshops that are paid for. And then I have, right now I'm running 2, I'm looking at the calendar. I'm running 2 meetings a month for the workshops. So if you go to I'll put it in the links after. I can never add the links because I use my phone. I'm still working on figuring out how to get my camera to be the camera for my computer, because the video on this laptop is not great. Well, that's what that black thing is. The camera on this laptop is not great. I bought it because it has an amazing motherboard, and it's like 6 years old, still runs like brand new, and it has state-of-the-art hard drive on it. I bought it for work. Didn't think about video ago. It didn't occur to me that I needed to make sure I had an upgraded camera at the time. I don't even know if it was an option. Anyway, it seems that I can't seem to just pick an external camera. I have to get software for it. So some really good software is like 100 and something. I'm like, I don't know if I want to, but I'm still working on that. And I want to try using some other video streaming service, which now that I'm thinking about it, I said I was going to try tonight. I guess I'm not doing that. Maybe I'll just do a Facebook Live randomly this week to test it out. I'll just do a test video. I'll come on. Tom Cavalli usually does his at 1 o'clock, so I'll either do like a breakfast thing or an afternoon tea kind of thing, and just pop on and hang out and see what everyone's doing. So anyways, the club meeting, so basically we run it the same as a club meeting as if we were having it in person, because my club, we used to meet at the coffee shop with our laptops and we'd enter sweepstakes and talk. Are you entering this one? Are you having stock? Have you seen that one? Does somebody need a UPC code? We kind of do the same thing. So we basically do that, but we do it virtually. We just get onto Zoom and we can all see each other. We can all hear each other, so we can talk. Like, it's not me teaching a class. It's me, just hosting it and being part of the thing. So yeah, go on to my website. If you go under, oh my gosh, I can't even remember the tab anymore. Let me just look. And then I have some questions people sent in, and if you have questions. Yeah, Tom is fun. I love Tom. One of the reasons I've been looking up this software that I want to test is that I can have a guest and we can stream on both our channels, because last weekend we were supposed to have a dual Facebook Live. Because we were supposed to both be at the Michigan Wolverines spring meeting. And it's like a party. It's like all the sweepstakers get together and have a party. And it's hosted by one club. And of course, with this, it was all canceled till October. And I don't want to wait till October to have a Facebook Live with him or anybody else that I can figure out. So if you go to contestqueen.com and you click on services, you'll get a drop down and you go down to workshops. And then there'll be a link to the calendar, and then I have the 5 workshops that I run, and at the very bottom, if you go to the very bottom, you can sign up for the next meeting. And it depends. It says 2 hours on the thing, just like our clubs used to do. But the last one we had, we were kind of done at about an hour and a half, and some people said, "Yeah, I gotta go." So we just wrapped it up. It's very casual. Again, it's not like a workshop where, I have an outline and we're going to go over certain things and you get like a little PDF workbook that you can print out. And this is casual. You show up with your cup of tea. And last time I had made some cake. What is going on with the lighting in this room? I had some cake that I had made. So, I sat there and had cake and tea and just hung out and talked. It was fun. So I got some green tea. I love this thermal mug. I bought it when I was in Boulder, Colorado at the Dushanbe Tea House. That's a city I would love to go back to. Boulder is beautiful. And see more of the city than just the downtown, just real quick. Okay, so that's where those are. So I also might as well, yeah, there's a poltergeist. Okay, so I had some questions people had sent in, so I thought I would read these out here. And then, let them know I talked about them in the video. And I should actually do a blog on these. So can you use colored ink to write entries and address envelopes, or should you stick to black and blue? I just love all your tips. This is from Regina. I'm just getting back into sweeping and hope someday to meet you in person. She should come to Al's thing. It's in October now. Thank you for your advice. So I just use black and blue. Just keep it. I used to decorate envelopes and all this. I just put them plain now. Just straight. Black or blue, whatever I happen to grab out of my pencil holder. I have, it's a home office. So I have all the supplies here I need for everything. Uh-oh. Did my volume just go out? am I gone or can you hear me? Anybody else make a comment? Can nobody hear me? Oh dear. I wonder. I don't want to hit my phone because what if I don't want to cut off and my iPad is not nearby. I can't test it. Okay, let me try on the computer. Oh, she can hear me. Okay, a couple people can hear me, so that's good. Whew. A little worrisome. Okay, so I just stick to black and blue ink. I think it's better just to be plain. I don't think it's the same as the old days where people would do the drawings and have stuff. I think a lot of them are even coded or just marked that they came in, and it's not the same. So yeah, Velma would have been at Michigan too. So hopefully we'll see you in October, Velma. Kathy wrote, she has a big question. This is kind of cool. She says, I didn't see this topic in your book, even though it may have been there. She bought some 3x5 papers from one of the paper supply vendors, and they were all a little bit off. So, I guess somebody was hand doing these papers. So how much of a stickler for contests on 3x5s? Okay, so here's my answer. I used to work as a marketer. I don't think I would ever actually measure. So if something was off by 1/8 of an inch, I probably wouldn't even notice if I drew it, to be honest with you. But I just buy 3x5s from the they're not within reach, and I have my earphones on. I just buy the plank 3x5s from either the dollar store or the office supply store, and they have sales all the time, especially coming up to September for school. They always have sales, so I would just look for sales. That would be my answer. I'm sorry that you didn't have a good experience. And then the last question I had sent to me in advance is he bought both my books and he won his first contest $100 in chocolate. Yes, that is such a good prize. Just after 3 weeks. Bonus. Again, what's with the lighting? One, upon entering contests, I subscribe to their offers and emails and wonder if it increases my odds of winning. And if I unsubscribe, does it reduce my odds of winning? So Cindy also for Kathy said, check Walmart. I don't shop. I try not to shop at Walmart. I don't like how the Walton kids are like multi-billionaires. And so I try and shop other places. That's just me though. But Walmart is a favorite for many people. And if you can get good deals there and you were happy shopping there, then you shop there. So back to this. So I do like to subscribe to places that hold frequent contests and companies that I love, because a lot of times they'll have exclusive subscriber contests, or they will give you a heads up in their email about a contest that you might not see otherwise. So, hi Lynn, never too late. So I do prefer to subscribe for that reason. And but it doesn't increase or decrease your odds of winning if you were subscribed or not subscribed. So my strategy is to stay subscribed, because especially to the companies I like, but I don't stay subscribed to everything. Once in a while I do a purge. Actually, right now is a great time. If you've got extra time on your hands, as the emails come in every day, make it a point to unsubscribe to 10 or 20, because I know people have sometimes thousands of emails. So then, okay, I'm going to go up to Sherry's question here before I lose it on the feed, and then I'll go back to his last question. Sherry says, instant wins. Do people use strategies for timing and multiple entries, or wins completely random? Okay, so now this is funny. This is basically exactly like gambling in Vegas or playing with the slot machines, and I'll tell you why. because it is completely random. I know what the software is like that they use when they set up the programs. It is absolutely random. That said, in my sweepstaking brain, I like to enter first thing in the morning to try and win instants. That's my superstition, which is really crazy because some of the best prizes I've won have been in the middle of the day. Like the boombox behind you, I instantly won that at like I think it was 11:30 in the morning. And what was crazy is my favorite headset. Oh, I don't have it in my office right now. I won it the next day, almost the same time. Like, I was not expecting to hit another instant win. Like, that was totally a shocker. So, it's so strange. But in my brain, for some reason, I still think that the best time that I'm always going to win is first thing in the morning. And yet, I've totally been proven not true. And yet, I still have that belief. How crazy is that? Hey, my mom's watching. I know, this is so sad. This is the only way she gets to see me right now. We took her some groceries the other day, and I wanted to give her a hug so bad, but we couldn't. So, this sucks. I can hardly wait so I can give my mom a big hug. I'm pretty sure a lot of people are feeling that way. I swear, what is going on? Why do we... You know what? It's not the light in the room. It's the camera adjusting to the light. Yeah, oh, Velma says Walmart has heavy card stock. Oh, that might be good. Yeah, Sherry says we all have our beliefs. So yeah, isn't that weird? I don't know why I believe that. It is truly random. I have won in the middle of the night when they've had some of these crazy ones where they're giving away stuff an hour. So I'll get up in the middle of the night and I'll enter for like at 2:30 in the morning. And I've won. And then other times I've done the same thing. I'm like, yeah, I'm going to do it again. And then I don't win at all. So random. It is. It's really random. But it's fun how we get these beliefs. Okay, back to Stephen's question. Oh, this is a good one because it is a bit scammy. He said he received an email but deleted it because it says he won a contour pillow, but he had to purchase it from Amazon and they would rebate him. And at first he was ecstatic about winning his first contest, but he thought it's a scam. So I wrote back saying I'm struggling financially, which is true, and I can't afford to buy any Amazon. So they send me the prize that he never heard back. Yep. He said, was that a scam? Do some companies do this? Yeah, it's terrible. You should never pay for a win. If you win it, so what they were doing, so what they're trying to do is game Amazon. Okay, so Amazon, so what they would do is they would probably pay him back, rebate him, but what they do is they get, they say they're going to give away 1,000 or they're going to give it away, and they email everybody that enters and try to get them to do it. So then they buy it, and then their ratings, so now Amazon sees all these people suddenly, because it's all algorithms. Amazon sees all these people suddenly buying this pillow, and it must think, oh, this pillow must be really, really good. So then when I go to Amazon and I think, oh, I really want a contour pillow, and I type in the words contour pillow, their pillow will pop up because it's suddenly been bought a lot. And the algorithm thinks, oh, this must be a really good pillow. Look at all these people buying it. Right? And, oh, yeah, Leanne just said she got scammed out of a weighted blanket that way. It's very frustrating. Oh, and Lynn said, instant wins that are about to expire, I win a lot that way. If you go back to my Contest Queen feed on Facebook, I just posted a link to an article about the Tim Hortons contest. And there was a statistician at a university who figured out some statistics, and because of the pandemic, he thought, people aren't going to Tim's like they used to, so the prizes will all still be there. So he tested it, and he spent money and bought 90 8 things to get roll-ups, and he won 96 times on the last day of the contest. But that's because it was the last day. So yes, it's a very good tip. Oh, I can't even get the video to open up no matter how many times I hit the arrow within the circle. Which video? Did I miss something? Or is this streaming and it's wonky for you? I don't know. So those were the questions that I had that people sent me in advance. And, oh, and someone had also asked me about, I wrote it down, that one. She wanted to know, because she doesn't have a tablet, but she has a Kindle Fire, and apparently you can access the internet on those. And she was asking for entry tips on the Fire, but I don't have a Kindle Fire. My Kindle is kind of old, but still great. So I don't have any entry advice. If it's an Android and it's very similar to your phone, which I can't demo because this is what I'm filming on. You should just enter just like you're doing until you can get and I would focus on any prize that will give you Amazon cash or technology ones so that you can get a laptop. Yeah, Lynn's, this is good advice. I say this in the book because I have a whole chapter on avoiding scams. If you get an email saying you won, but they never, and they tell you have to pay shipping, and yeah, no thank you. I paid taxes on a vacuum that I won. Should I have paid for that? It depends. So it depends on the rules. This is where taxes are tricky. So in the States, there's income tax on wins. There is sometimes other types of taxes. So a lot of the radio contests in my area will say outright, and they used to have it in the rules, but I guess a lot of people got irked. So they turned around and put it right in the, right on the contest page. So when you go to enter the contest on the radio station website or read about, what you have to do to phone in to win or whatever the deal is for the particular sweepstakes, they actually put right there that the airport and departure taxes are not part of the prize and that you have to pay for them and how much they actually are. So I've seen some of them as high as like $400 a person. So you'd have to pay $800 up front for that prize. As you're paying the tax on the prize, not the actual prize. But they are telling you that up front and you know it. So it's not a surprise. And it's a big radio station, that's been around for, forever. This isn't new. And so then you're okay paying that because it's part of the rules. It's upfront. It's a well-known brand. They do it every time. I'm not sure what it is. It might have something to do with the rules and how the company can write off the trip, like because the sponsor is donating the prize. So, say Sunwind Vacations or whatever resort, and they can write off the resort stay, but they can't write off the taxes. So I think that's why they get the people to pay the taxes. I'm just going to scroll down here on the, yeah, okay, so Leanne says, I had that happen from a win mentioned to the company and they covered it. It was a U.S. company. Yeah, it depends. One time I won runners from a U.S. company and then when they shipped it, even though they said it was a prize, the duties came to $25. I didn't bother going after them. It was a very, very expensive pair of runners. I was so happy. I thought, I couldn't get them for $25. So I just didn't say anything. I was just, because I also run contests and I thought these people weren't even expecting something like that. So I didn't bother. Yes. And Lynn says, never give your credit card SIN number, social security number, driver's license, bank information, nothing. You shouldn't have to pay for that. Again, like I said, for the radio contest ones, you know that up front. The other thing is you can, if you're working with the company and you're extending the prize, you will need to use your credit card. So one time, my ex and I, we won a trip out to Whistler for an Olympic party. So we asked the company, I said, look, my in-laws live out in Vancouver. One, can we extend the prize? Can we extend our stay? And two, can we take our daughter? And they said, sure, let me look into it. So she looked into it, and as long as it didn't cost them more, they could extend it. So we ended up staying 9 days, and we bought a ticket. So just so that she would be flying with us, we gave them our credit card number, and she booked our tickets and my daughter's ticket at the same time. So we'd all be on the same flights, and it wasn't a problem. So they were able to extend it and she got us a deal on my daughter's ticket. So that was really great. So sometimes you can work with the companies, and so yeah, normally you don't give your credit card, but we were lucky and we were able to take her with us. Yeah, so Leanne says, I don't like it when companies don't mention the taxes when they host a contest. Sometimes they do, and it's buried in the rules. That's even worse. So that's where you have to always really read the rules. Oh, Cheryl gives some good advice. She says, I'm a travel agent and the taxes are approximately $400. The reason is the real taxes are about $200 and the other $200 is profit. Trust me on this one. Oh, well. I'd still take a $400 trip anytime. Even. Yay, she caught, Brenda says, yay, caught y'all. Oh, I like it. I love people from the South, y'all. Yeah, Leanne said she won sunglasses that were $300 and she had to pay shipping. USA, I have the Social Security number for the 1099, but they don't pay taxes. Then, yeah, it depends. Yeah, you have to save all your receipts. I can never give tax advice because the problem with income tax is it's different for everybody. So if you came to me and said, hey, can I write off my office? I don't know. This is where you got to talk to your accountant. I own my own business, and I've been training, I always told my exes, and I've been training George, save every receipt. Even if you don't think you need to. So groceries, you bought a new pair of shoes, you went out for dinner, you bought a piece of gum. I said, keep every receipt, because I even have a unclaimable receipt folder. Sometimes something is broken and I've had to go back into that folder and find the receipt. So that's come in handy. And the other thing is, when you're running a business and you need to write things off, if you just get in the habit of keeping all the receipts, that way the important ones don't get lost. Because if you only remember, well, I'm only going to remember to get these receipts and then I don't need those receipts, at some point one of the important ones is going to get forgotten. So if you just have a habit of asking for every receipt, just every receipt, then you will always have the important ones. And it's a good way to get in a habit. And then in the US, I believe you can write off your sweeping supplies. So if you're buying stamps and envelopes and, everything is a deduction. Everything that you can deduct is good. So if you keep every receipt, then it's perfect. And then, of course, talk to your tax advisor. I'm not giving tax advice. I'm just giving my experience for my own business and good habits of getting in. Let's see. Oh, yes. Brenda said I had 2 rooms. I changed it for 1 room for 4 nights. There was no way I could have children in a room by themselves. Yeah, it depends on the age of the kids. So that's absolutely a good thing. You work with the sponsors. They're people too, and they're happy to accommodate, especially now. Yeah, so Leanne says only a percentage. Yeah, I write off only a percentage of my home office. So, but again, that's why I have an accountant. So they say, sell your strengths and buy your weaknesses. I am not a fan of my books. I organize my receipts only, then they go to the bookkeeper, then they go to the accountant. That's what I do, because sometimes it's just better to pay the experts. I'll stick to what I know. I'm good with sweepstakes. I'm good with marketing. I'm good with book writing. So we'll stick to that. And, ooh, Cindy had 2 wins today. Okay, now you have to tell us what you won. I have only been winning. And I stopped. I'm so mad at myself. So I used to, well, I shouldn't say I used to. I always had. And I started tracking in about, maybe it was '06. Somebody said to me, how do you know how much you've won? So I started a spreadsheet, and I actually share it on my website. It's under the 5 steps to begin winning section of my website. You can go get the free spreadsheet to track your wins. So I always did it. And then I got a divorce and was kind of miserable, and I wasn't really into entering. And so then I just stopped entering, like tracking. And then I thought, oh, I should do this again. And last year, I had like one of the best years I've had. I never tracked, and I have no idea what I won. And I'm like, no. So I started tracking this year, and I was like, yeah, this is awesome. And then we start this, and I just win like dollar things. And I'm like, I just stopped tracking again. I'm like, oh, this is the end. Cindy said she won a $50 Dick's Sporting Goods store and a $100 DraftKings credit. Fun. Dick's Sporting Goods is great. I just bought some new runners because my other ones actually had holes in them. I walked so much last year that I actually wore a pair of runners out. So I caught a good sale and bought myself some new walking shoes because I go walking every morning. It's so good, especially now. It's perfect because there's nobody out when you go out first thing in the morning. And it's great to get some fresh air because we've been stuck inside for so long. Dave says, I've had my best year. Whoops, I lost your comment. Last year I had my best year and started keeping track for the past few years. Yeah, it's fun to look. And you know what? It's good when you're miserable and you're like, oh, I don't win anything. And then you look and you're like, oh, I won some good stuff. We were actually doing really well this year until this whole thing started and all the contests disappeared. I just wrote a blog post on it called Canceled Giveaways and Delayed Prizes, or Canceled Contests and Delayed Prizes, something like that. And I took screenshots of some of the stuff that was happening. And some of the radio stations that I go to, they literally had a blank contest page, like blank. There was like nothing to have there. Like they didn't even put it. There was just the side ads and there's a blank page. Not even a note like, hey, we're taking a break with COVID and we'll be back with some amazing promotions. No, nothing. Just a blank page. So it's like, wow. Oh, Leanne, so you want a hoodie from the Pier Store on Instagram. Fun. Yeah, so there's a lot of little ones out there. That's the other thing. Instagram has gone crazy for sweepstakes. If you want to tag me, feel free. I only do a couple here and there. I don't do very many Instagram. I don't have time. I'm writing another book and I have accounting to do and I've got another website to make. So I'm just trying to stick to the ones that I'm doing. So it's very good. Oh, wait. Here, somebody said questions. Okay. Ooh, okay. So Leanne, we're all happy for Leanne. Lynn said she's on a dry spell. It's okay. But I did win $10 on Amazon craft dinner and $20 gift certificate to Starbucks. Drive-thru's still open. You can still get your lattes. Nice. Brenda says, question. I sent away for 2 entries, 2 self-addressed stamped envelopes. I just got the forms back today. I have to mail them in. Do I send 2 back in 1 envelope? No, I would send them 2 separate envelopes. Uh-oh. I hope I didn't screw something up. I'm jealous through Canada has amazing giveaways and Australia. Oh, I'm not sure where, I can't check to see where you're from, but the US actually has more than here. Oh, that's so sad. Michael says my prize is a trip to the Junos in Saskatchewan. Saskatoon was canceled due to COVID. Might be postponed, who knows. Yeah, now, some depends on the sponsor, depends on the prize. Some are just canceled. You just lose. This done. Some are postponed. So if they maybe have it in the fall, you get to go. If you're really lucky, they'll let you go next year. And some companies are giving cash alternatives. It depends on the sponsor. Leanne says no contest for radios here. Now we have 3 doing some cash ones right now. So they're text to win, and I'm doing that. Yeah, COVID has killed my hobby. Well, Lynn, you got to look at it this way. I'm just writing a newsletter to go out Friday, and it's about all the food contests, because guess what? We're all at home eating. So none of those companies have canceled their giveaways. In Canada, Doritos has one right now. Canada Dry's coming out with theirs. Kraft has theirs. I'm sure a lot of others. I'd be shocked, because Pepsi's been doing it for a few years. I'll be shocked if Pepsi kills theirs off. Coke always does one in the summer. We are at home eating, so I am pretty sure that we are going to see of food giveaways. David says, do you think the prizes right now, the trips, will give money away instead? Yes. If you go and read that blog post that I put, I have a screenshot. A lot of them now are saying literally, hey, we're going to give you a trip to Greece, and if that's not available, we're going to give you the cash. And they're literally saying it up front now, not just buried somewhere in the rules. Oh, okay. What did I do here now? How do I go back? Okay, here we go. Trying to scroll. Yeah, Cheryl. Yeah, I talk about that in that blog post, because they just disappeared. So 3 things were happening. Sweepstakes just disappear altogether. No notice, no nothing, no, hey, we're going to come back. Gone. Then there's the ones that have changed. So, hey, we're still going to give away a trip, but if you can't go, we're going to give you some cash or some alternative thing. Or some people are saying, normally you have like a year to claim it. They're saying, okay, you have 2 years to go on the trip. They're just extending the dates for people, which is nice, because I'm sure by then we'll be flying again. Oh, Raina says, I'm from Georgia. Oh, there's actually some good Georgia groups too. Check out Sweepsheet and look under clubs. And you should be checking out I'm doing something every Saturday called Sweepstakes Saturday. And I decided to feature each different aggregates. So the very first one I did was Sweepstakes Fanatics. Last week was I Win Contests. I'm going to be talking to Donna from Sweeping America this week. I haven't talked to her in ages, so it's kind of fun because I get to catch up. So I'll be featuring her this weekend. I'm trying to get a hold of Patty from Sweepsheet. Each week I'm going to be featuring a different aggregate, just giving people updates on the last time I talked to them, what they've got new on their website, what are their new features, because everybody's always evolving. This is a great time to up your game. Try out new websites, try out new entry methods. Like if you've always been shy to do Instagram, now's the time to practice. Now is the time to learn, because there's always a learning curve, so you're going to go slow. Well, if there's not as many things to enter, you have the time to go slow, and you can make the mistakes and you can get better. And so by the time this whole thing is over and everything picks up again, whoop, you're rolling. That's the beauty of it. You have to look at it as time to learn. This is perfect, right? This is the best time. That's why I haven't really stopped working. I was working on the book. I got to get the book out. Got to get my website out. There's no excuse for me not to do it, right? So, and check out Tom. He does videos at 1. And I'm not sure if anybody else is doing them. Yeah, so let's see. Oh, David said, I think, David, you're in the States. So the craft contest is they're giving away, I went pin code hunting. There's, it's top cheese, and you can win a trip to the NHL. But I bet you, it doesn't say it on their site, but I bet you they won't. Yeah, Cheryl says when tickets to Rod Stewart years ago, concert was canceled and lost out. Yeah, I've had that happen before. Oh yeah, and that's the other funny thing. We call it KD here. It's KD. Is our craft dinner, and it's actually the cheese in Canada. Like if you bought a box of macaroni and cheese, craft dinner in the States, I don't even think you call it craft dinner. It's just macaroni and cheese, and we call it craft dinner or KD for short. If you taste the American one and the Canadian one, the cheeses actually taste different in each country. Isn't that crazy? So sometimes when I do Canadian gift baskets to give away as prizes, I actually put in KD just because it's a little bit fun. Oh, Lynn says Doritos, entering daily ginger ale, daily Bear Paws, daily McCain, entering them all. Yeah, I need to catch up. Ginger ale's going to finish, but guess what's back? Starting this week. We got the codes back. It's starting on the 4th. Is the Canada Dry pin code hunting again. And I need to buy some ginger ale. Yeah, and Doritos, I just wrote down the numbers because it's on the outside of the pack. But I did buy the Doritos to eat them because, again, you got to support the sponsor. And I forgot that I have the Daily Dare Paws in my thing, but I forgot. And I can't remember what the McCain one is. Oh, this side. I put this on here. Yeah, Raina said I need the food ones. I just need to gain weight. Yeah, that's why I pin code hunt. So I buy some of the food, and then the rest of the time I go and get codes from other people because I can't eat that much stuff. Yeah, Lynn says she knows somebody who won a cruise and they gave her 10 grand instead. See, a lot of sponsors are working with people because they're already in these promotions, are already on the roll. Tom talked about this too. Don't always assume, Raina, there is a cash option, but read the rules. And that's my number one tip. Always read the rules. Anthony says, okay to use a 3x5 post-it notes when the rules ask you to send in 3x5 paper. I would think no, because that would be annoyingly sticky. I know if I was in a marketing department and they sent in a post-it, I would think that's not right. Cindy Cook said, is it an event? What is an event? This is a problem when I can only see some of the comments. Sweepstakes drawings are about 4 months out. Hopefully it should be done. Yeah, it depends. It depends on the contest. Oh, David, it's KD. It's only on the 4 packs. I think it's only on specially marked 4 packs and 12 packs. So like the ones I got at Costco, the 12 pack, all had codes. So not all of them have. And you have to find the one that's specially marked. It's a slightly darker blue than the regular package. So you can find it. And they have instant prizes too. Like I think we won a coupon for KD. Oh, hey, Tom. Sports come back, sweeps come back. It's that simple. Too many are tied in some way to sports. Yeah, that's what I talked about. I talked about there's so many, and it's not just sports. They're tied to concerts, theater. We have lots of. Toronto has a huge theater community like New York and Broadway. So many tickets. There was some for Hamilton before, gone, everything gone. So theater's gone, concerts gone. Yep, we have huge sports here, right? We have the hockey, the basketball, Raptors, right? All that's gone. Movies, gone. And not even just the movies for tickets, but even the movie prize packs, all that stuff gone. So yeah, he's right. And because it's going to be large crowd events. And basically all those things where people gather are gone. And then the trips, I don't know. We'll see when the flying's back. But I know for some of the local businesses, like I don't expect things like hairdressing where I live to open up until the schools are back. If they're not going to let kids back in school, then all that stuff is pretty much going to stay closed. And they just extended the schools here till May 31st. So they're just doing it in increments. They're seeing how it goes and seeing how things pan out. So they just announced today that the schools are staying closed till May 31st. So I feel sad for my daughter because this is her senior year. It was the best semester she'd ever had. And it's over. She's doing it all e-learning. There's no prom. There's no commencement. There's no grad. It's nothing. Oh, well. She said, my friend's husband's from Newfoundland, and he says it's totally different tasting American craft cheese dinners. Yeah, so actually, when I go to the States, I like to buy some. Okay. Oh, yeah, the meeting's Saturdays. We can do a meeting on a Saturday. I have right now, the next one is booked for May 7th. It's a virtual contest club meeting. Just, come with your cup of tea or some cookies, or just like you would at a coffee shop, right? Cold drink, bring your cold Coke and hang out, and we just talk sweepstakes. It's kind of like this, but we're all in a Zoom and we all chat instead of me just answering questions and talking like Tom does at 1 o'clock. One of these days, I have my alarm. Oh, this is a good tip. So I wear my Fitbit and I set up every alarm for round the clock for when they have the calling of the sweepstakes names. So we have a couple of radio stations that are still doing it. So they call a name at 9, they call a name at 1, they call a name at 5. So I set my alarm for 5 minutes too, so I know to go and turn on the radio station and listen, because I don't want to miss my name. And I have it for 12:55. Now you think I would remember that I'm turning on the radio station. I should also be turning on Tom's Facebook Live. But no, I remember like 20 minutes later that he's been chatting, and I miss all the good stuff. So, yeah, Cheryl says, yeah, we the North. So does anybody else have any questions? Because it's already 9 o'clock. Holy cow, this hour went by fast. Oh, you know what? I'm going to put a shout out to people. A little break from iWin this week. Classes, maybe again next week. Okay, that's good. I'll still check your page, Tom, just in case. But thanks for letting us know. But I'm going to do a test of the software. And maybe I'm going to... Tom and I want to do it with Tom. And we'll do a dual live. Just because I'm so sad that we didn't get to do it on Saturday, because we would have been at the same event together. Oh well. We'll figure it out. And I'm going to test some software and see, because if you're in Canada, you can watch Taylor Kay on Thursdays at 9. And she does it with Steven Sabados, and they're side by each, and she pops up the questions. And apparently it's dual streamed. I'm thinking this is really exciting. So I'm going to try the software and we'll see how it goes. And we'll check it out. I was going to test it tonight, and I don't know. I totally forgot. I just set up my phone and went. I think that's it. And, I said everybody who's here was going to give a prize. So not everybody can come live, but I'm going to give away a copy of my last book. And, Tom says Facebook's adding a bunch of new features to compete with Zoom to make it easier. An option is there, but not to live yet. Of course they're going to try and compete with Zoom. Zoom, I've been using it for 3 years, and they had 10 million users. And within like a month, they went up to 225 million users. They're having a few problems. A growth rate was something like 553%. So, yeah. Janice says the Canada Dry contest in the States. No, I don't think that one is. It starts next week, and you need the caps and the boxes. So I've been out. It's actually, thank God, the weather here is finally warming up. My weather here is very similar to New York City or Chicago, Detroit. We're kind of all in Buffalo. We're all in the same area. And it's been so cold, so cold, so cold. Finally, now that it's the end of April, it's not below freezing anymore. But I still have to wear mittens, a hat, and my winter coat. I wear a fleece coat, a sweater, and then I wear the jacket over it. So it's freezing cold in the morning still, but I can get out and get fresh air, and there's nobody around. It's wonderful. So if you're a little nervous, and then I just bring everything home and I wash my hands really well, which I would do anyway. And that's what we do. I wear gloves and it's all good. I get fresh air and I walked. I did 7,500 steps this morning. So it's a healthy hobby. Except then I come home and eat. I was baking today. Yay for milder weather. Yes, I agree, Janice. Okay, so if you left comments, I'm going to leave this up for a few days because not everybody can watch live. And I'll put everybody's name in the hat for a copy of the book. And of course, I'll sign it. And then, oh, I just lost my train of thought. That's okay. Erica says, still cold hair all day in Philly. It is chilly, but it's nice. You can go outside. It was got about 12 here today, so it's double it at 30. So it was like 54. Don't say too much, or the Americans are going to think we live in ice. Cheryl said, yeah. No, we don't live in ice. They know that. But I think Mother Nature is just, Father Winter just didn't want to let go of his grip. He's just hanging on there. So finally it's, I was able to clear my garden. Yeah, that's the other thing, just don't put all your energy into entering sweepstakes. I'm going to have a chat on May 13th called Thoughts Become Things. If you're not already a member, I have a club called the Good Vibration Sweepstakes Club. And I started it because sometimes people can be very negative on Facebook and Instagram and Twitter. And we've all run into that. And I just was tired of it. So I thought, I want somewhere to go. We can talk about good things and things that make us feel good and the positive. There's always a silver lining. Like I said, I'm out there walking in the morning, getting fresh air. And that's the best thing you can do right now. So if you're not already a member, look for in Facebook, search for Good Vibrations Sweepstakes Club. And just ask to join and you can become a member. There's already, I think, almost 550 people that are members. And I post things that are all good to uplift your energy. So, right now, Hay House has been giving away free books. So there's a link to go get those free books. They had, if I find a good uplifting video, if I find a good free course, like one of my favorite teachers, Robert Ohado, he was giving away a free course. He's done all the lives already, but you can still go and watch everything on demand. So if you go find that link, you can go and watch all that stuff. There's all kinds of things. Oh, Bob says good luck tomorrow. Yeah, Bob actually lives near me, and we would sometimes go pin code hunting together. And unfortunately, I don't think I'll be able to see him this year. Even if we're out, I don't think we should social distance, which is kind of sad because that's, oh well. Yeah. Michael said, yeah, oh, you didn't hear me. I am wearing gloves. One, it's freezing out. And two, yeah, you got to wear gloves. Oh, well. So thanks a lot. And I'll put all the rules in after. And leave questions for next time. Or you can email them to me. And hopefully I'll see you at a club meeting in Zoom, or I will see you at the Good Vibrations chat in 2 weeks.